Alright everyone, I'm live. Sorry about that. Let me see this. So I cannot see the comments, sorry. What do you know, Palm Tree Dude? Hey, there you are. Sorry, so I am, just to give you the background, I am streaming on this app called Prism. It's really, really weird, kind of. Well, so you need 1,000 subscribers to stream on a mobile device on YouTube. But I'm live streaming on this app called Prism, which is really cool, but was really complicated to set up because it needed to be connected to Google Chrome and everything. So I had to download the apps and it took a little bit. Sorry, I know I said I would live stream at 3. I didn't know if you saw that. But yeah, I'm sorry about that. It took a little longer, but you know what? I'm live now and I'm really happy about that. So yeah, I'm just here in my local park. I'm hoping to show you guys some exotic plants. It's a bit of a snowy day here. Palm Tree Dude, you're in the Richmond area, right? Because I saw your post. You had a little bit of snow there too. For us, it's still coming down a little bit. It's weird because it was raining earlier, then it was sort of hailing. Now it's snowing a little bit again, but the weather's calmed down a bit. So thanks. The video looks good. Glad to hear it. All right. Yeah. So I'm just hoping to do a little walk around and yeah, show you guys. This is my local park. It's a lovely facility, and people go sledding here. But you see this ice? It's really crunchy. So it's not great sledding snow right now, nor is it great snowball snow. Yeah, I'm in Chesterfield County, Virginia. Okay, just south of Richmond. Okay. How's my audio, by the way? Can you hear me? Can you hear me all right? Because I know there's a bit of wind noise, but hope everything's coming through all right. Yeah, Chesterfield County, I know where that is. I think I drove through there on the way to Columbia, South Carolina. It's a lovely area. I love that area, South Central Virginia. I've never been to Virginia Beach, but I really want to go soon because, as you know, tons of palms there. You know better than anyone of all the palms there. And I really, that's probably my top destination. Well, within that driving distance. It's like a 3.5 hour drive, so really not that bad. And yeah, I can't wait to go there. Good audio and video, very clear. Glad to hear it. All right, so I'm hoping some other people will join in at some point because yeah, it's just hoping it'll be good. Hoping the live stream will go well, and hoping my internet connection doesn't fade out. So yeah, you see these huge, very old trees just covered in ivy. I'm sure it's an issue where you are, Palm Tree Dude, because it is a huge issue here. This invasive English ivy. This is one of my least favorite plants. Nothing special, just it's everywhere. And some people like it, some people actually plant it. Scruffy is in there. Hey man, how are you doing? I'm live streaming on YouTube. This is my first ever live stream, and yeah, just here in my local park, just taking a walk around. So glad you could join in. Thanks for being here. So yeah, you see a bit of snow coming down now. This is a big ski area, sled area up here. I did see some people skiing here. It's really weird. We haven't gotten much snow yet, and this is like the first big dumping we got. Scruffy, nice man, thank you. How are you doing? Yeah, you see all the snow, a lot of snow here. My palms are doing well, by the way. English ivy is garbage. I volunteered at a park ripping it out, and our whole group basically did nothing in the long run to get rid of it. Oh my gosh, yes, that is, I've basically done similar things. I go around sometimes just voluntarily ripping it out because I hate it so much, but quite honestly, there's very little that one person or even a group of people can do. Sometimes if it's on an individual tree, I'll just take it off because, you know, I just don't like it there, and it just strangles the trees. It is so aggressive, so invasive, and it just takes over. Same with kudzu. I hate that stuff. I'm assuming you have that. I'm sure it's most prevalent in the South, but it's all around here as well in New York. Horrible stuff. Scruffy, I have to go, but love. Okay, well, thank you for watching, Scruffy. Hope to catch you later. Okay, here I am at a street, bunch of snow-covered cars. I'm going to show you guys some cactus because I don't know if you saw my video a little bit ago, but I made a video of native cactus. It's not a native patch, but it's a Puncha Shumafusa. Eastern prickly pear is the only cactus native to this county, Montgomery County, Maryland, and the only cactus native to the state of Maryland. And there's a nice patch of it here that I've actually taken clippings from and that are in my yard and will hopefully grow. So just walking up to that, then maybe I'll show you guys a palm. There's like one palm that I know of in this area. Yeah, so not a ton of palms around here, but you know what, they're catching on a little bit more. And I'm happy to see that. Yeah, those vines are bad. Yes, it's the vines that are the worst. You know, invasive flowers, invasive grasses I can deal with. I don't like them. I don't like most invasive species. But invasive vines, not only are they terrible, but they're also just ugly. I think, especially kudzu. I think it's maybe even uglier than English ivy. It's just, in winter, it's this like, just looks like someone threw a bunch of yarn over a tree because it's all bare, and then in summer it's green, but it's hideous. It looks like a jungle, but not in a pretty way. That's not what it's supposed to look like. So yeah, so this is a snow-covered street. You can just see just how much we're getting, and it's still snowing here. I know, I believe a lot of the local schools had off today because because of snow, and they didn't want people coming in. It's a snow day, so yeah, it's exciting. Look at all these. A lot of evergreens here. Magnolias there. These nice conifers. I like evergreens a lot. I'll put my mask up when I pass people. Yeah, we have to wear, I don't know about you guys, but we have to wear masks everywhere we go. That's just the rule around here, and it's just a polite thing to do, but yeah, it's crazy. Everywhere we go, we wear masks. Sorry, I hope no snow gets on the camera. It's sort of blowing right at me. My school's off today. Nice palm tree, dude. Awesome. Palm tree, dude, do you know how much snow you guys got there? Because I know we were supposed to get between 4 and 8 inches, which is a pretty big range. I'm guessing we've gotten around 6, 7 so far. Actually, I don't think 7. I think maybe 6, maybe close to 6. Yeah, you see those big skyscrapers? Sorry, that's Bethesda, Maryland, which is a suburb of Washington, D.C. And it's growing like crazy. You see, all that's development's new. There's a new metro station they're putting in there. They're building a Purple Line. The Purple Line is basically connecting the suburbs of D.C. And yeah, That is the that's all the new development that's going on around the metro station. So the suburbs here are blossoming up. They're developing them like crazy. See, that house is abandoned there for some reason, but this is a nice neighborhood. It's yeah, snow covered. I believe we got 5 according to 5. Wow. Yeah, I don't measure it personally either, just because it's so infrequent that, you know, if I lived in Colorado, maybe I'd measure my snow, but yeah, I never measure the snowfall. I just look at online. So 5 inches, that's a lot. If you got 5 inches, I'm guessing we probably got closer to 6 because we're a bit north of you. What zone are you, Palm Tree Dude? Are you 7B? Because for instance, I'm about 340 feet elevation right now. So in the DC, the National Mall's at about sea level, where the Potomac River is about sea level. So DC is 7A/7B, 7B in the National Mall in the downtown area where you have the heat from the buildings and all of the, let me cross over here. And you have just a lower elevation. And then up here in the slightly higher areas, this is gonna be a 7A and 6B as you get further and further into the more rural areas. So yeah, I'm about to cross here. Not a lot of cars on the streets today. So yeah, but yeah, we got quite a bit. I'm in a border zone 7A, 7B. Okay, 250 foot elevation. All right, yeah. So yeah, that sounds about right. Because in DC, I think there might even be some 8A microclimates. The area where the Truckee is, you know, the Truckee and the Sable Miner and the Needle Palm, the Air Space Museum. That might be an 8A microclimate because it has the south face of the building, gives the palm a lot of wind protection. I know obviously there's a lot of 7B in the city. I don't know if there are any 8A microclimates. Anyway, sorry, the reason I'm stopped here, this is the cacti, the cactus patch I made a video on, and it is completely covered in ice right now. But you can see this is a Puncha humifusa native eastern prickly pear, and when I dug out a little bit of it to bring home, I found out the painful way that they have these tiny little spines. Well, I sort of knew that, but I didn't really take any precautions, and I think I got all the spines out, but those are painful. So I'm digging this up a little bit. I'm sort of in someone's yard, not really, but probably shouldn't be doing this, but you know what? It's for cactus. So, and you can see these nice, beautiful red buds. So this is a Puncha humifusa eastern prickly pear, and a native not only to my state but to the county, and native to a lot of the United States and part of southern Canada. So that's a Puncha humifusa, folks. This is eastern prickly pear, and you see how it kind of looks, well, rather bad in winter. That's just what happens, and come springtime, I promise it will plump back up. I took some cuttings from there, got them at home, just sort of lay them on the ground, stuck one in the ground. They look really bad, and they're gonna look completely fine soon enough, because that's just what happens. In winter, they look kind of ugly. It's like Musa Baju. Yeah, so what else? Yeah, just sort of hoping my palms will make it through this weather. And yeah, look at this tree here. Look at this nice little pine grove, and this tree is it's been like that for a long time. Like, it's sort of dead, but not really. It's still alive, actually, but it's like, looks like it should be dead. Just falling over and being supported by that. Those are awesome. I've only ever found 2 stands in my area. Yes, I know of several stands in my area, but I have, I'm gonna cross really quickly. I have never actually been to them. I know there's one, I don't know if you've heard of the Billy Goat Trail, the famous local trail right across the river from Virginia. And there are 2 native stands that I know of there, and there was previously a larger stand that was then cut down to a smaller stand. And so I've never seen it wild in this area. I hope to visit it soon when I go back on the Billy Goat Trail, because there's a bit of it there. One second. But yeah, so this is what was I gonna say? And then there's some other areas of native eastern prickly pear near here. Obviously what I just showed you was not native. That's just a planted patch, but For all I know, it may have been native to exactly where I'm standing right now before this area was developed. Yeah, I love them. I love cactus. I used to like not love them so much because they were all like spiky, and I don't know. I've gotten hurt by cactus spines in the past, but I'm starting to get really into into cacti, excuse me. And I think they're just nice plants. And as long as you stay away from the spines and just know that they're there, you'll be fine. So I really like cacti. And what I love about them is they're so wide ranging. Like you have native cacti in I believe like all but 2 or 3 of the continental US, all but 2 or 3 of the states. But that's a lot of states where cacti are native to. I am Batman. Are you on lockdown there? So no, sort of. We are not on complete lockdown, but we wear a mask whenever we go out, like I'm doing right now. And we're supposed to keep our distance, and when you go into a building especially, you wear your mask. And so we're not on a complete lockdown. They've eased the rules up a bit, but yeah, nothing too severe, but there certainly are strict rules in place to try to keep the cases down. So you see I'm on a bridge right now. This is actually an old Baltimore and Ohio Railroad, B&O Railroad bridge, that was transformed like so many other railroads in America as they went out of use into a bike path and running path. So what I'm walking on right now is a railroad, and there's a sign down there that shows that this bridge is from 1959 is when it was completed for the B&O Railroad. And I believe the railroad shut down in 1986, and then they turned it into a trail in the 90s. So yeah, it's a nice trail. Look at how, so yeah, it's nice here, just beautiful snow. Sorry, I gotta read your comments. Are you on lockdown there? I'm starting to get into succulents, agave a bit more. Yes. You know what? The only thing I have is Eastern prickly pear. I don't have any other succulent. I have some indoor succulents in pots, but I love agave. Yeah, aren't they beautiful? And what I think is cool, they naturalize in a lot of area. I also like yucca a lot. Yucca. Some people find it kind of weedy. Yucca filamentosa is everywhere, but I think it's a nice plant, and I like yucca, and I love succulents. Yeah. Sounds like how it is here. We wear masks in buildings always, and outside if there are multiple people around. Yeah, that's exactly how it is here. You can see this gentleman up here wearing a mask. Not a lot of people here today, so it's easy to keep our distance, but certainly pretty strict rules, stricter than a lot of other areas, just because they're really cracking down on COVID here. They're really trying to keep things under control. So yeah, look, there's not a lot of people here. So and keep distance. Yes, exactly. Keep distance. Just you know what? My whole view on it is just be respectful. If you're not doing it for yourself, do it for other people, because you know what? Other people might not be comfortable with something you're comfortable with. So just do. My philosophy is follow the guidelines. Be respectful of other people, and yeah, just keep your distance if that's what they tell you to do. I follow the experts, so that's what I'm doing. So yeah, thanks everyone for joining in there. I wish I had more palms to show you, but hopefully if my phone battery lives out long enough, and I think it might, I hope to show you some palms. There's a nice tracky about 4 feet I made a video on up here in a little bit. There's also a garden center I might go to that's up here, and I called them today, and they do actually have lady palms, Rhapis excelsa, in store, which some of my personal favorite palms for indoors, mind you. And they're such gorgeous palms, and I used to think they were kind of strange looking, and I really love them now, and I really want to get one. So I might check that out. Just gonna check how much battery I have left. 45%. Okay. I forget how much I was at. I was at like 50-some%, so I should be okay. I know the cold drains your battery. All right. I'm in England. I am Batman. I'm in England. Have some newly planted palms, similar size to yours. Going to be nice to watch them grow. Yes, exactly. Yes, I am Batman. You are absolutely right. And it's so nice to watch them grow. Good luck to all your palms. I'm very jealous of you because no matter where you are in England. Actually, tell me where you are in England. I would love to know. But pretty much all of England has a great climate for growing trackies and cold hardy palms. And then you go to the south, you have the Isles of Scilly, you have Cornwall, just a palm haven. The Isles of Scilly, you have huge Canary Island date palms, even Nicao palms, which are the palms native to New Zealand, which is pretty special. So that's a really special place and high on my bucket list to travel to. So I'm really jealous of you. I love England, love history too. I'm an ancient history buff, and I like to call myself that. But yeah, so England has some incredible ancient sites like Stonehenge, lots of other Neolithic monuments, and lots of Roman ruins too, which I really hope to visit. I've been there once before when I was young, and I hope to go back. All right. Sorry, let me read your comments. That's how I view it. Don't be a douche about it. Yep. Palm tree dude, 100%. Yep. Wear a mask for others. That's what I meant by last comment. Yes, exactly. 100%. You should do it for other people if you're not doing it for yourself. If you don't care about yourself getting sick, maybe other people care about getting sick. So I just do it to be respectful, both for myself because I care and for other people. So many freaking palms in London. Oh my gosh. Yes, exactly. I'm so jealous of anyone who lives in London. So many great palms, and I was really surprised the first time. I wasn't surprised to hear that there were palms in London, but I was surprised at the big Canary Island date palms. Not even so much that they grow there, but that they actually planted so many of them. There's just one street in London. Don't know what it's called. It's an intersection, I forget. But someone posted on Palm Talk a long time ago of they have like rows and rows of Phoenix Canariensis, old ones too, probably been there at least 10, 15 years. So I'm jealous. London. Yeah, so many palms in London, huge trackies. I planted some Trachycordyline. Excuse me, sorry. Planted some Trachycordyline Red Star. Oh, I love Cordyline Red Star. And also germinated a washi. Oh my gosh. I've seen pictures of a huge washi. I believe it's southwest of London. And I've seen washies, smaller ones in London, and even a few bigger ones. So good luck with to that. I think you've got a good chance of growing a washi there. Are you gonna plant it in the ground, or what are you planning on doing with it? Because I love washi, some of my favorite palms. Yeah, Cordylines I love. They're really nice. Non-palm plants. I'm in Lincolnshire Northeast. Excellent, I've heard of that. Seems like a great place to grow palms, I'm sure. GD Gardens and Palm Trees, welcome in, my friend. How are you? How cold? Okay, so the low was 30 degrees. That I last saw, and the high is 32, about freezing. And so I think it's about 31 or 32, either freezing or right below. Person's waiting for me. So yeah, it's probably 31 or 32 Fahrenheit, about 0 Celsius. Lowest I've had here is -3 Celsius, not too bad. GD Gardens, where are you again? Yeah, -3 Celsius is not that bad. We've had lower than that. We've had -5. You're in Georgia, right? Because we've had -5 here, maybe -6. I got to the low 20s Fahrenheit. So yeah, it is it's been pretty cold. My Sego has cold damage. Phew. I think I posted the video of it with some nice considerable cold damage on it, but it'll be fine. Lowest I've had is -3. I didn't get to see any of the giant canaries there, but I think I saw feet of trunk in front of people's homes. Wow, that's awesome. So yeah, I went there when I was literally 1 year old, and then I visited again when I was, I don't know how old, probably 9, 10 maybe. So I wasn't looking for palms much then. I love palms, but I didn't know they really grew there, so I unfortunately didn't see any. But I do know that there are huge Canary Island date palms, and I'm jealous that you saw them there, because next time I go to London, I'm going to be palm hunting. All right, I have a Musa Baju too. Awesome, I'm Batman. Yeah, that's great. I really need to plant one. Look at this tree with all the ivy on it. It's just terrible. This is actually an area with surprisingly few invasive species. This little creek area here, I'm actually quite surprised. There's kudzu over there, but not a lot of kudzu. That's probably the most hated plant of mine, personally. More than toxic plants, more than it's not the most ugly plant, but probably the plant I hate the most. Sorry. Yeah, so this is a pretty nice area. I think that this deciduous forest, which is not my favorite kind of forest. I like a coniferous forest more, Mediterranean, tropical, but it looks nice in the snow. I think that's my favorite look with it. I have a Musa Baju. The washi's on my kitchen window. ATM, lol. It has 2 fronds that germinated end of September. Awesome. 2 fronds end of September. So how big is it now? I am Batman. It must be considerable. I have 2 date palms in a pot that I germinated. Probably planted them at the end of maybe August, at the end of summer, maybe July, and they're pretty big now. They're still tiny seedlings. I mean, but they've grown a bit, and they're probably maybe 4 inches tall now. Yeah, I'm in Zone 8A, Georgia. Zone 8A. Okay, awesome. Where in Georgia is that, GD Gardens? Because Zone 8A, you could grow tons of palms there, and Georgia, I'm jealous. Georgia is such a great climate. I love Georgia because how much it varies. People think of Georgia, they don't think of palms as much as they do as Florida, because Atlanta's in the north and people just assume palms don't grow there, and that's the most famous place in Georgia. But you've got huge sabal palmetto in north of Atlanta, so that's a complete misconception. Palms most certainly do grow in Atlanta and throughout Georgia, so I love how much it varies. You know, higher elevation, the coastal areas are gorgeous. I've never actually been to Georgia, just been to the airport in Atlanta, so I haven't seen any palms there, but I'm jealous. I've been to your neighbor state, South Carolina. Love it there. Zone 8A also. I am Batman. Wow, that's nice. Zone 8A for England. That's a good climate. I'm jealous. I'm here in a cold 7A. So yeah, this is you know what? It could be so much worse. I can't complain, but you know, I hope to move to Southern California one day. That's my dream. And maybe if I get really rich, I'll buy a house in Hawaii. I'll buy a house in, maybe I'll get a house in some tropical island, maybe French Polynesia. That's my dream one day. I don't know if that'll ever happen, but I would love to do that. All right. Do the creeks there have a ton of sand? Yes, they do. They have a lot of sand and a lot of pebbles, a lot of rocks in them. Yeah, they're a lot of sandy. A lot of them have pretty big banks on them. Rock Creek's probably the most famous. That goes right through DC. That's got a lot of pebbles. Got a lot of pebble beaches on it. I'm trying to germinate a Musa zebrina. Too many tuba. I only started getting into gardening last summer. I am Batman. Well, germinating bananas can be really difficult. So I wish you the best of luck. That's awesome. I would love to know more about that. I would love to hear more about it as it goes forward. Yeah, Musa species, I've never ever germinated them, never even grown them, to be honest, but I see them all around town, and I do like them a lot. Yeah, they're, you know, how can you not like a banana? They're so hardy and also so tropical. So it's so rare that you have something like that, so good luck with that. That's awesome. It was only one that germinated out of 40 seeds. Wow, that's crazy. So really low success rate. That's crazy. I mean, I guess that's what I would expect. I'd expect something like that because it's just hard to germinate those. About 7 inches. Wow. So it's pretty big now. So it's already germinated. That's awesome. All right, let's see this. 40 minutes south of Atlanta. Oh my gosh, that is south of the southern suburbs of Atlanta is a place I really want to go because that's like the northernmost population in Georgia. For that area, that's like right on the edge of Sable Minor. Do you have native Sable Minor where you are? Because I've seen videos in Monticello, Georgia. I don't know if you're near Monticello, of native Sable Minor there. Huge stands of it. And the forest looks the same as the DC area, but yet there's Sable Minor littering the floor. So I'm jealous. There's native Sable Minor right around you. That's awesome. I'd love to visit the States, but it's so vast. I don't know where to start. Well, let me give you some advice about where to go and where not to go, because you know what? Every country, especially the United States, because it's so big, has some bad areas where they're just not that pretty, and I wouldn't recommend. So obviously it depends what you want. You seem like a palm guy, an exotic plant guy. So obviously if you want to see palms, visit the southern states. I'd recommend. You know what? I think some people just get a bad impression of the United States from visiting places that they don't like as much, but the truth is it's a very diverse country in terms of landscape, climate, geography, people. So I love Southern California. I've never been to Hawaii. I've never been to any of the U.S. territories, so I can't say about them, but in the continental U.S., I've been to Florida and I've been to California and a bunch of other states. Those two may be my favorite just because of all the palms, and I love South Carolina too. I love Southern California, so it's just a gorgeous landscape and it's littered with palms. yeah, so I am Batman. If you're coming from the England, then obviously you'd probably fly into one of the East Coast airports. Maybe you'd fly into DC or New York or Miami or Atlanta. Well, maybe Atlanta, because that's such a busy airport. But yeah, you should visit the States one day. Likewise, I hope to visit, go back to London and go back to the United Kingdom and England one day, because that's truly a very high country on my bucket list, just because of all the palms, because of all the history. I'm in love with it. I love it. All right, Palm Tree Dude. My dream is near Jupiter, Florida, or Bluffton. I know Bluffton. A lot of posts on Palm talk about Bluffton. Yes, great city for growing palms. I love the southern states. If I for some reason can't live in Southern California, I probably live in either South Carolina or maybe Florida. I don't know. I would love to live. There's something nice about zone pushing. Like I'm not sure I want to live in Miami just because of all the, I can grow everything under the sun there. Then what's the treat to it? Like when I move to Southern California, if I do, my dream is to grow coconuts there. Like that's sort of zone pushing, and that's like experimenting. So I love something with a bit of challenge to it. So yeah, let's see this. There is Sable Minor 40 minutes from me. Awesome. GD Gardens, have you visited it? I'm assuming you have. But yeah, you should make a video on that, because that is just awesome. I wish there was Sable Minor 40 minutes from me, but you know what I'm gonna do? There is Sable Minor that produces seed at the Arboretum, U.S. National Arboretum, where the huge needle palm is that I made videos on. I hope to go back there and visit the Sable Minor there and collect some actual Sable Minor DC Ecotype seeds. Now, I don't know if it's actually hardier just because it produced seed in DC, but I bet that's one hardy Sable Minor that's producing seed here, and it's not the only one. I have Sable Minor seedlings in my garden that I ripped out from the National Air and Space Museum, because if the gardeners are going to rip them out, which they always do, why not let me rip it out first and actually give the Sable Minor a new life? So I have some self-seeded Sable Minor there in my garden, and so what I hope to do is I hope to gather Sable Minor seeds from the Arboretum, put them in a bag, germinate them using the baggie method, and then scatter the seedlings. I want them to actually be seedlings first. Put the seedlings in forests all around the DC area, wherever I go. I really want to naturalize some palms here, because I feel like our forest needs some palms in them, you know what I mean? Just to make them a little more exotic and exciting. Sorry, I gotta read your comments. The states are like countries on their own. yeah, I am Batman, that's the truth, yeah. Especially California, such a diverse state in people and in climate and geography. So especially, yeah, the bigger states are especially like countries on their own. Yeah, they definitely could be. I mean, they're large enough, but yeah, very diverse. I mean, if you look at the United Kingdom, England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland are like countries on their own. I mean, they sort of are countries. Some people consider them countries, some people consider them states or regions or provinces, but yeah, England's a very diverse country also in terms of a lot of things. So yeah, I love zone pushing too. Awesome. Palm Tree Dude, yeah, I love zone pushing. Zone pushing's awesome. And yeah, that's one of the reasons why I feel like if people were to create a genetically hardy version of every palm, like a coconut palm that could survive in zone 5, then I feel like it would take a little bit of the fun out of it. My view is I would love to have like people pick one species. I know it would be a little bit controversial, and genetically edit that one species to make it hardy in colder areas, but leave other species that are non-edited just left in their natural state, so that people could actually still zone push and have fun. Because I feel like it would take a little bit of fun out of it if you just have all the palms are incredibly hardy. Do you have a trachea? I'm Batman. I have two tracheas that I planted. When did I plant them? I planted them anyways, I planted them like a couple of months ago. They're very small, and yeah, so look at this view. I have two tracheas that I planted recently, and they're in my garden, and they're doing well, and they were covered in snow and ice, and dusted it off a bit. So yeah, I have two tracheas. Love tracheas, such great palms. And if you check our videos on the ones at the Air and Space Museum, you may have seen it already, but I have videos. It's about 17 or 18 feet tall at the Air and Space Museum. I vastly underestimated the height. I once said it was 10 plus feet. I've now measured it. Well, I haven't actually measured it, but I've stood next to it, and I've had people give estimates saying it's about 17, 18 feet. So that thing is huge, huge trachea. All right, sorry, let's look at this. No, I haven't been there. GD Gardens. Yeah, you should. Oh, wait, are you talking about DC? Oh, you're talking about DS. I assume you're talking about the Sable Minor area near you. Yes. That'd be awesome if you go there, because I would love to see that hardy Sable Minor. That's probably some of the hardiest ecotype. Well, I don't know, at least some of the hardiest for Georgia. That's some pretty cool Sable Minor growing wild. It's amazing how far north it grows in Georgia. There's wild yucca here, though. Yes, GD Gardens. I bet there is. You have, what yucca species grow there? Is it, I'm assuming filamentosa? We have naturalized yucca here all over the place, actually, and in some of the woods, but I don't believe any of it's native to this county. There is wild yucca filamentosa on the eastern shore of Maryland, and Virginia, but that's the only yucca species native to my state of Maryland. California can grow Hawea, a ton of dry weather, Dipsis, etc. Florida has the most humid. Yes. Palm tree dude, you're absolutely right. It's kind of hard to choose between the two, which is better for growing palms because they're so diverse. The reason I would choose the reason I like California so much is that there's so many varying climate zones that I can drive. I don't even have to drive to Northern California to get to some really cold areas. I can just go up into the mountains and get to a colder area. There's no mountains in Florida, so that's my one issue with Florida. If I were to live there, is there's no mountains and not too much of a diversity of terrain. There is a diversity of ecosystems, which I like. Yeah, you're so right about how many species can grow in each place. It's really crazy, and I love all the tropical palms being grown in California, which is such not a tropical place, but it has weather like a tropical place in terms of temperatures, so you can grow tropical palms there. And I've seen pictures on Palm Talk of huge coconuts there, not just the one that died in Newport Beach, but there's one in Corona, California, one in where else? I forget what it's called. Somewhere near Palm Springs. Anyways, yeah, tons of coconuts there, and so many cool exotic palms in California, and of course Florida, so many awesome palms. Daytona Beach coconut is something I hope to visit one day. The northernmost coconut palm in Florida, or on the East Coast, so that's pretty cool. I am Batman. I also recently purchased a Tiny Cars Princeps and Nova seedlings. Awesome,